Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to the Midweek Takeaway. Today we're joined by James Short, CEO of Celadon Pharmaceuticals. Welcome back, Jim. Hope you're well.
Hi, Phil, and thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely, not a problem. So we've just seen the news that the company has signed a 5-year sales contract worth up to £10.5 million with a newly established healthcare company for the supply of medicinal cannabis from its UK facility. The contract includes minimum order volumes with cultivation for the first year starting within 12 months. This follows Celadon's September 2024 collaboration with Valeos Pharma, allowing Celadon to supply European customers from Denmark, reducing administrative burden and increasing UK capacity. With this deal, Celadon's order book potential reaches £40.7 million, and the company is in talks to secure further agreements. Sounds very promising, Jim. Please just add a bit of colour to this.
Yeah, and I just want to pick up, Phil, on your comment that, it's a newly formed company that we've signed with. Actually, this company's been around in different guises for many years. And when we sign a supply agreement, it doesn't just happen overnight. We've been talking to this company for probably 5 months now. So again, we're super excited about it. But, we have had a lot of comments from people saying, great, another order, how are you going to supply? Well, hopefully now they understand that we can now supply through our Valeos partnership, which gives us access to, much more capacity. But the other key part to it, Phil, is because we're now building on our orders, it's helping us when we're talking to debt investors. Because debt money back in the last year was hard to access. Now it's getting a little bit easier. And the fact that we can now demonstrate to lenders that we have orders, we have capacity, we're getting revenue, we're starting to see, I don't want to say fantastic rates from debt investors, but we're starting to see a little bit better rates and debt investors talking to us. And we actually have 2 or 3 of those that we've been working with for several months now that'll allow us to access debt to then further bring on capacity in our existing facility. So fantastic win for us. It's great. And we've got a number of others in the pipeline of orders that we're fetching that we'll be bringing on in due course. So great win for the team, really.
So, Jim, if you fulfill this, I think it was £42 million worth of orders, what is the sort of gross profit on that for Celadon?
Yeah, so there's 2 answers to that, Kev. The one is the gross profit for us is a lot higher if it's in our facility. We're up at 70s. This one today will be a little bit less than that because we have to give our partners some of that in Denmark. So really on an average, we'll probably get around that 55 to 60% margin as a spread from our UK facility and our Danish partners.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is we're sitting at, if we supply all of these orders, we're sitting at somewhere in the region of £20 million gross profit around thereabouts.
Correct.
Maybe slightly higher, but let's say it's that sort of figure. And you have a current market cap of £16.5 million. So how do you feel about that?
Obviously not good, especially being one of the largest shareholders. It's not good, but as most of my peers that I speak to and I listen to on podcasts, Bezos come out with a classic one of the share price isn't the business and the business isn't the share price. Just keep delivering on what you're delivering. And ironically, Kev, we are delivering far more than what we even said we'd do when we IPO'd, and with share price we're at 165. It's not good, but we've just got to keep our head down, and I've got to keep the team's morale up and keep going. And more importantly, keep getting the support from our shareholders, really, and hopefully they'll look back at this in 3 years' time and go, "Wow,
yeah, that was
right." But
yeah, that was quite a ride. So to go back to people who don't really know or haven't listened to this story so far, you raised some money at 40p recently. That gives you a runway for the rest of this year, from what you said. And then your financial director has said he's resigning and leaving at the end of the year. And the share price pretty much went down by like 40-50% for no particular reason. So do you want to add any colour to that?
I wouldn't say for no particular reason. I think shareholders have thought, hang on, CFO knows more what's going on in the company, why is he leaving? But actually, his resignation has got nothing to do with the company. It really hasn't. It's his personal reasons why he's left. He's a great guy. I still admire him. He's a really good guy. And a lot of people have had a bit of a go at him. Why are you jumping out now? But personal reasons are personal reasons, and that's why he's left. And yes, we probably could have mentioned in the RNS about his personal, but it's personal. There's a word why it's called personal. So it's for him to make that decision. I actually didn't push hard to try and keep him here, offering more money, because it doesn't change his personal reasons, especially this. So he's left. He's very supportive. As you said, he's still here till the end of Christmas. We had our quarterly board meeting yesterday, and our board have set a subcommittee up to get a replacement, whether that's an interim in the short period whilst we take our time to get a full-time one. We're on that journey now. We're very fortunate as a board. We've got two very strong financial people on our board. Robbie Barr is the ex-FD of Vodafone. David Firth, still regulated. He sits on a couple of AIM listed. So we've got two good guys there that are taking a lot of, not pressure, but they'll take a lot off me in helping us find a replacement for John. So, as I say, it's not a Celadon thing. In actual fact, it's to the contrary, because John's been heavily working for the last few months with a few debt lenders that we're in advanced conversations with to bring in debt into Celadon now to drive us to our further growth. So I wish him all the very best, and, he's a great guy.
Very good. But looking at your overall situation here with £40 million worth of orders on the books, and obviously now the ability to fulfill most of those, if not all of them, where do you go from here? Are we talking about this order book is just going to keep growing, or are you happy with what you've got?
It'll just keep growing, Kevin. I've personally held things back because I didn't want to promise potential customers a product that we can't supply to them. And now that we've got the Valeos deal over the line, I can commit more product to potential customers. We've even got operators in Canada asking us to grow under license because it's costing them too much to fetch the product from Canada into England. It's very difficult for them. It's taking them 4 to 9 months because of import and export licenses. We've got more orders now coming to us, or more potential orders coming to us than actually even I didn't envisage. I knew we created a moat, but I didn't quite know it was to this level. So yes, it's more orders. Where that'll peak out, I don't know, but I'm pretty damn sure we could, if we had the capacity, I'm sure we could sell £100 million worth of product all day long. Long. And it's such a shame for the UK market, because it's holding the UK back, because the UK can't get good quality product. It's holding the UK market back because Germany is sucking a lot of this product up, because Germany's on fire. It's one of the fastest growing markets. Well, that and Australia. So Germany's sucking a lot of product, which is a fantastic opportunity for Celadon. Hence why it's giving debt lenders a bit more confidence now, because it's easier for us to demonstrate to debt lenders there is a demand. And we've got an order book to back it up.
Yeah. What is the situation then with like the autism and the pain relief things that you're doing? What sort of time scales are we working on with these things?
So the autism one is a very long process, Kevin, and we've always known that. That's a full phase 1, 2, 3 clinical trial. We've always known that's a long process. Having said that, they're going to be starting their phase 2 trial in Australia next year. So that's really good for us, because it's our product that goes into that. But that's a long burn, Kevin. It's one of those long-term value adds for us. The pain trial, we're looking to launch that next year. That will go up to 5,000 patients. Again, that needs 1.2 ton of product. So we've got a number of companies that want to come in and partner with us on that. In fact, they want to buy equity off our subsidiary of that. So that's looking positive for next year. I think we just need to get this budget out of the way.
But the 1.2 tons of product, what sort of valuation is on 1.2 million tons?
It's just over £10 million of revenue per annum.
Okay. And it will go on for how many years?
3 years. Well, okay. But even when it stops at 3 years, the only reason why it'll stop is if it's not working, the product. If the product's working, it'll keep going. So it's infinitum. It can only grow from that. Don't forget, it's 1.2 ton as a minimum for 5,000 patients. We've got 3 million patients in the UK that are eligible to come on this trial, on this program. And we can only supply up to 5,000 with 1.2 tons. So the opportunities just with that program alone is bigger than our current order book.
Yeah, you're going to need other people to grow this stuff for sure, by the looks of things.
Exactly. Exactly that.
Very good. So what would you say to anyone who's considering investing in this sort of sub 20 million market cap company that was 70, 80, 80 million market cap only a few months ago? What would you say to them?
Bloody hell, it's always an hard question to ask a CEO, because even family and friends ask me, and I say, look, I can't give you advice. It's if it goes up, you're not going to buy me a pint of beer. If it goes down, you're going to keep texting me. It's all I can say is I'm in it for the long term. I'm super happy with the business still. Yeah, we had a bump on Monday, but, it is what it is. But as Warren Buffett always says, buy when it's low, not when it's high. And he's a bit of a good barometer. Why is he cashing in some of the big stock at the minute to get more cash on balance sheet? Because he's going to come in the market buying. I'd love him to buy Celadon stock, but I don't think we're on his radar. That's what you were.
No, I think you just buy. I think you just buy you out, Jim.
Yeah, I think a round of drinks from him would buy us out.
Buffett said the stock market's the only market where people don't buy more when things are on sale. And I think there's a lot of...
it's crazy. It's my first worry, and I'm thinking there is definitely that sheep mentality, and I'm thinking, God, if I could buy, I've even spoke to our lawyers to see if I can buy stock, but I can't legally because I've got it activates takeover code because of the amount of stock I've got. I would, it's like, I could take my position right back up, but I hate giving advice on it. I really, all I can say is I'm still working 6.5 days a week. The team's really happy. We're delivering. We're smashing the product. The team are smashing it out of the park. So I just don't want to give advice.
Yes. So hopefully towards the end of this year, you're going to maybe have some debt cash come in. You're going to finish off the place there in the Midlands, and you're going to start producing like there's no tomorrow next year. That would be the good scenario.
That's it. Yeah, we found an interim fix for that, which is the Danish contract. Doing the Danish deal gets us there because things are taking longer to get capital in, as they always do. We always say we should have capital in 3 to 6 months. It's taking slightly longer, and that's because of the markets. It's nothing to do with us. It's the markets are flat as a pancake. I think a bit of debt is waiting to see what happens in this budget this month. But debt is coming back. I can't say equity is coming back, but debt is certainly coming in the market because there's so much capital out there. The pension money still keep coming in. There is so much money out there ready to be deployed. And we're feeling it. I am getting a lot more confident around debt money coming in. And especially now we're getting the orders. So I'm pretty bullish on the debt, really, which is pleasing for our equity shareholders because of no more dilution.
Yeah, let's hope so.
On that note, we'll say James Short, CEO of Celadon Pharmaceuticals, thanks very much for appearing.
Thanks again, guys, for your support.
Thanks, Jim.
This podcast was brought to you by Roast PR Limited. If you would like to appear on a future episode of The Sunday Roast, please email admin@thesundayroast.net.